Welcome to CWP. In this video, I'll explain visual environment and PIP in a very simple way so that you can manage Python project like a real professional. All right, before getting starting, I want to encourage you, if you like what's going on in this channel, please do not forget to click the subscribe button. And if you have any questions so far, please do well to put it down there in the comment section. All right. First of all, we want to talk about PIP first before we go into visual environment. So PIP is like, think of it as a Python package manager. That's basically what I would call it. Python package manager. It actually helps you to install and do stuff like updates and remove external Python libraries. So let's say, for example, before we continue, I'm just going to create just a sample file. And I'm going to call this VIR, which is visual. You can give this any name you want, so it don't matter. I'll just call it VIR and keep it right there, just so that, I know we will not be writing a lot of code in this particular tutorial, but I just want to, let's just have a file just in case we need to write any code. But everything, majority of the stuff we're going to be talking about is going to be done right here on the terminal, okay? All right, the very first thing first I want to do here is to show you how you can use, PIP, which is Python Package Manager, to install something. So let's say we want to install, we're working on a backend system and we need a request, be able to get request, and send that post and request and all that. We can just call it PIP, install, and any package of our choice. In this case, it is requests. All right. So the very first thing you need to recognize here is to start the keywords, keep it in your head, PIP, right? The second one is install. If you're uninstalling, you got to write uninstall right here. And the third thing you got to put right here is the library you want to install. Okay, or the package you want to install, pretty much. So if I go ahead and click on this right now, you can see I already have it on the system. So it's not going to start again. It's just going to tell me requirements already satisfied. Okay, that clear? So PIP, what PIP basically do in a nutshell is just to download packages from the Python package index and install them right in your computer for you. Does that make sense? Shall we move forward? All right, the next thing you got to know right here is that you can see the list of every packages you've installed in your computer. So let's say, for example, you come down here, you just call in PIP and you call in lists. It's just going to go ahead and list out everything you've installed right here on your computer. Locally, you're just going to see everything. It's just right here. See them? All of this is installed in my computer. Right? So having said that, that's all you need to know about PIP for right now. You can uninstall if you want. I can go ahead and say PIP uninstall requests. And it will just go ahead and uninstall and tell me yes. I click on yes. It's just uninstall that particular request in this version successfully. Right? All right, let's move forward. So think about you working on a backend system and you have another side gig that you want to work on. And now we only have the request 2.31 installed. And that is good enough for your backend, but you're working on this other project as well. But because of whatever, architecture you're using for that particular project, and request 2.31 will not be good for that particular project. This is where visual environment comes in. And now that takes me down to telling you what visual environment means. So a visual environment is a separate, isolated space for a Python project. So think of it as that. Think of it as, each project actually gets its own Python and its own packages. So that way you're not, missing things up and there's no clash. There's no kind of like, things blending all the way together and causing problems. For we to create a visual environment, I'm going to clear this up. And the first thing you want to do is to call in Python. And, for whatever reason, if you have Python 3 installed, you got to put Python 3. If you just have Python installed, just leave it as Python. But for me right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put Python 3 because that's what I got installed on my computer. So I'm going to go Python 3 and then -m, right? And then I will go VNV, which is visual environment. And here I can give it any name I want. Whatever. It don't matter. But to keep it very simple right now, I'll just go ahead and do VNV, right? And when I click on that, we can see right here, now we have a separate folder. This folder has been created. This folder contains what will be used to activate this visual environment. So let's go ahead and create that. activate it. So I'm going to show you how to activate this for Windows and MacBook as well. So for MacBook, you just go ahead and write the keynote source, and here I'm going to go ahead and call in this particular path, and which is the VNV slash the bin, which is the inner folder, slash I'm going to call in the script activate. All right, so once you call that, now for you to know your visual environment is activated, you got to see this particular part here, VMD, which is the name of the name you give to your visual environment. All right, so with that being said, we have a visual environment set up. Now, how do you activate this for Windows? And for you to activate this for Windows, you don't need to call source. All you need to do is just to call in the visual environment name slash script. Let's say your Windows scripts. I'm going to do, it's supposed to be forward slash scripts and forward slash, you got to do activate. And when you run this on Windows, it's gonna be activated. That makes sense? All right, so once it's activated, you're good to go. All right, I'm just gonna clean this right now. So, okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is how to go ahead and install. Now that we have a very good visual environment, we're not installing it straight up into our computer. It's like we have a mini computer inside our computer, right, for this particular project. So I'm just going to go ahead. For instance, let's say I want to install Flask. I'll just go ahead and install Flask. It's just going to take a couple minutes, and it's going to be installed. Now everything is installing, and boom, we have Flask installed. Now once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and clear this. All right, so next thing we want to do is I want to show you how you can save every of your packages into a file. And the reason for you doing this is because, let's say you're working with team, they can always install from that particular file. And I'm going to show you how to install it as well, just in case you're working with team. And they give you the files, how to install them. But the first thing you want to learn is how to create that particular file, how to take all your package manager, install them somewhere so that anybody who have your code at somewhere can install all the packages you used. So how do we do that? The very first thing you want to call is the importance of pimp here. We call in pimp. Actually, I don't know why I call it pimp, but yeah, we have pimp, and then we go install, and we will just call, no, not install, I'll call pip freeze. Yeah, we use the keyword freeze, and we use the greater sign, and we call requirements.txt. All right, so with that right there, we can just like, boom, you can see we have the requirement.txt. If I go ahead and open this file right now, we can see everything we've installed so far inside this file. You can see Flask and everything that's needed by Flask to work in this particular project. All right, so how do we actually install? Let's say you have all of this from a particular user and you want to install it in your computer. Now you're going to go with pip install. The -R is for recursiveness, so it's going to install every single thing inside this particular requirement file. And now you pass your file. You pass your file requirements.txt, and you click enter. It's just going to install everything, but because we have it installed already, it doesn't need it doesn't need to reinstall it. It just tells you, hey, everything is installed already. There's no point. All right, so that's pretty much what you need to know here. And so that's PEEP for you. You can see that you need a visual environment to keep your project, organize your project more like a pro, so you don't have no clashes or anything in between. And your PEEP is a package manager installer. Do not forget that you need PEEP to uninstall, to do stuff like you want to do stuff like updating, you want to do stuff like installing, you want to do stuff like removing standard Python libraries. You got to use your PEEP. So that's it for right now. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, please put it in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye for now.